touchdown. Here's McManus now to kick it away. On the return, Devin Duvernay. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 23. Good footwork at the 30. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the 2nd round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football in the backfield? Be able to get him in the 2nd round, that's what I call a steal.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. From the gun, it's Jackson. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. Fighting his way through contact. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Broncos defense has a touchdown. Extra point from McManus is good. And it's now 14-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. On the return is Duvernay. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. Meanwhile, Jackson's throw complete there to Bateman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins fighting through. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. He's going deep for Brown. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And the Broncos are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. And, Charles, it seems like sometimes when you fall down early, there can be a tendency there to try and get it all back in one fell swoop. And that time, that thinking leads to an interception.
And I believe you brought up a really good point there, Brandon, because you try and force plays, right? You try and get all back in one shot, just as you mentioned there. And you know you're going to need some big plays to get back into the game. But ultimately, you really can't force what isn't there. Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Locke. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
Locke's throw here into the hands of the receiver, Judy. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
And the Broncos expected big things out of Jerry Jeudy, their #1 pick in 2020. But he really had to make a jump with the injury to Cortland Sutton. Almost 900 yards last year. A nice grab there.
On first down, Locke. This will be caught. Jeudy. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out.
And these two hooked up on a nice gain to play before. And I always admire play callers that see a play that works and go right back to it. So they went right back to him. The reward, they're set up with 1st and goal.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Locke now on 3rd and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
And McManus able to put it through. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps. And the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
From the 27, Jackson. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
That is caught, Rashad Bateman. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they of this, there's something about narrowing it to a two-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Second down and 7. To throw again is Jackson. Oh, for the third time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked up by Michael Ojemudia. And the Broncos are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. After the turnover, here's Locke. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Locke off of play action. This one swung out here to Jones. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Throwing on first down is Locke. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jones. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It's a big play there for the Broncos.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Noah Fant as the first half is winding down. And the Broncos will extend their lead here just before halftime. McManus's point after is good. And a rout is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to lose yardage, not that it matters, as the final seconds tick away. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
Here's a give to Dobbins.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson.
Sliding out of the pocket. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the illegal forward pass also costs him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. To throw is Jackson. And his throw is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Wide open is Watkins. He's got it. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th.
They're going for it with Dobbins.
And he's going to get the first down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Here's Dobbins.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson. His throw incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Jackson from the shotgun. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
4th down, here's Jackson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Kyle Ford. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10.
Now Locke. Eluding the pressure right.
And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Out quickly to Judy.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. Touchdown.
For Jerry Judy, this is why he was a 1st-round pick back in 2020. The route running, the hands are great, but the speed, that sets him apart.
Yeah, and this just looked like a simple, ordinary play to start, but boy, did things change. Once he got free, it was off to the races, and once he hit high gear, there's absolutely no one who was going to stop him.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. The return is Duvernay. And he's going to be out of bounds here as the run back will leave him shy of the 20-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
And a good catch there by Mark Andrews. And many think that paired with Lamar Jackson, they may be the best quarterback-tight end combo this side of Mahomes and Kelsey.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
Welcome back now to Denver. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Jackson now. And this is caught. It's Brown. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding, probably.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is down to 24. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. All of a sudden, they have quite a bit of breathing room. This was a one-score game, but touchdowns on their last 2 drives, and now comfort is here, so to speak.
It certainly is for them. Now, I've been in this situation before on the flip side of this. And all that's going on there is a little bit of finger pointing. Hey, what's going on? How can we stop them? Can someone make a play to try and stop this momentum?
Well, they're going to be ball hawking because they need a turnover on that other side. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, But they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Throwing now is Locke. A check down here to Jones. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Locke now on first down. He'll go up top here for Hamler. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And the Ravens are going to take over at their own 41. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the ball.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end. Let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
They'll run with Dobbins. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. J.K. Dobbins. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens get a bit closer. And they'll try to run it in with Dobbins. And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the two-point conversion. And that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point. Is this one? No escape for Locke, and he'll go down. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They'll actually throw it with Locke. Drops it to Jones in the flat. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels. They take the ball away. They change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knock them back on their heels and surprise the heck out of them.
So for Denver, it'll be a .500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Indianapolis Colts.